Yeah, I can see them. So if you have questions, just drop them in. I'll be happy to answer them. And I'm just going to speak about the three different business models that there is on Amazon. If you're, keen to start a business on Amazon, although I don't really consider my business a solely Amazon business because it's all over the internet. But if Amazon is a great place to start it, so if you're looking to get started on Amazon, I'm going to go through three business models that you can literally get started with pretty simply and make a full-time income doing any of these business models that I'm going to mention. So the first one is the first one that I started with, which is retail and online arbitrage, just buying products from shops around the UK, sending them into Amazon, and when they sell, just keeping the profit that was made on them. Basically, you take out Amazon's fees and your purchasing cost, and the rest is yours. Online arbitrage is pretty much the same way. It's purchasing products online, so you don't have to go out to stores. It's a bit more simple than retail arbitrage, but the margins aren't as good on online arbitrage, obviously because it's easier to do. So there's more people doing it. There's people that have VAs doing it for them. So competition is high on online arbitrage deals. But again, once you're doing this for a while, you will be able to find ways to find the best deals that there is out there. Gotta go, but catch the replay. Okay, Scott, no problem. And yeah, we'll speak to you soon. So yeah, if you have any questions, just drop them in. I'll just speak about the different business models there is. And again, I'm happy to answer any questions that you have in regards to starting your own Amazon business, or if you have started it but you've hit some issues, then I'll be happy to give you my experience on them. Hello, Austin. Austin just joined. But yeah, so the second business model, drop shipping. That's what Hilton just wrote in there. So drop shipping on Amazon is pretty dodgy unless you have a good supplier. I wouldn't drop ship from AliExpress onto Amazon, and the only way I would do drop shipping is if I had a deal with a supplier in the UK, either a manufacturer or like a wholesaler in the UK that I can drop ship their products, that I know their delivery times, that I know these products are going to be delivered when they said they are going to be delivered. Because basically you can get in too much trouble with drop shipping if your items are being delivered late or sometimes not even delivered at all. And unless you have a good tracking process and you trust your supplier, then it's really hard to make dropshipping work. As you probably worked out, Hilton, Amazon are strict. Amazon will suspend you if your seller metrics fall below what they expect, and they want all good sellers on their platform. So if you're delivering items late or people are contacting you saying where is my item, different things like that, Amazon won't hesitate but to suspend your account. So that's why I don't speak a lot about dropshipping on Amazon. What do you sell? Do you actually make things? Austin said. So yeah, Austin, I sell my own private label products. I don't actually make them. Again, there are millions of different products that you can private label. You don't have to make them. You can find the manufacturers, whether it's in China. Most of my products are produced in China, just simply for the reason that they cost less to make out there. And once you find good quality manufacturer, you're sorted. But with I would purchase them from the UK, but the cost is just too high when purchasing the products that I'm purchasing. But again, if you were going into supplements or creams or anything like that, then I would purchase them in the country that you're selling them in. What's the secret? There's no secret to it. It's just about doing it and learning from it. So the amount you're going to learn by going through the whole process, whether it's just buying a few hundred units and getting started that way, or getting started big if you have a lot of capital to invest. Again, it's just about getting started and learning as you go along, being in part of groups like this and the meetup group that we're going to have tomorrow. These are the best ways to kind of keep ahead of the game, speaking with other sellers who are actually doing it. That's really how you keep ahead of the game, because things are always changing online, things are always changing on Amazon, and that's the real secret to it, is just being around the right people that know what they're talking about and that are doing it themselves every day. Austin says, make the UK great again. Yeah. But yeah, then the other business model is private label. So that's basically what I've spoke about there. You don't need to make the products. You want to find manufacturers who have the expertise, who have the staff, who have the, the warehouses, the factories, everything required to manufacture large scale manufacturing, produce products at a low cost and good quality. And you want to find these manufacturers to purchase or to make the products for you. You're going to purchase from these manufacturers. You can give them your own unique designs if you want to change the products around so that you're not selling the exact same product as everyone else. And you want to really build a relationship with these manufacturers so that you can sell their products, for a long time to come, sell them on multiple platforms. As you know, I sell them on the UK, the US, and the EU. And you want to have this type of relationship that it's easy to sort out all of these different moving parts as you go along. And having a really good manufacturer that you have a good relationship with really does help with that. But yeah, that's basically what you're doing with private label. You're finding good manufacturers to manufacture the product for yourself. You're looking after the marketing, you're looking after the packaging, you're looking after the product selection, because that's what you are. You're the salesperson for your brand. If you're the brand owner, you're looking for ways to increase your sales, to grow your profit, and just get your brand out there. Whereas the manufacturers, their main focus is on making good quality, low cost products. But can you give example of a Chinese private label manufacturer? So you can find all the Chinese private label manufacturers on Alibaba. It's a site called Alibaba.com, and there is millions of them, literally. And if you type in, it's like Amazon but for manufacturers. If you type in any product, silicone spatula, yoga mat, you will find hundreds of thousands of manufacturers that make these products. And then you just have to work through, contact each of them, rule out the bad ones or the ones that you think aren't suitable for you, and keep in contact with the good ones and get your products made by them. So Razwan wrote in, "Hi James, Raz here. I put my inventory on hold 22nd of July in order to run a sale. When I get back into on hold, it's still showing pending and won't let me make any changes. Orders placed by customers 22nd are out of the pending queue." I'm just trying to work out what you're saying there. So you put them on hold and then you took them off hold. Okay, so yeah, sometimes it does take Amazon a couple of days after, if you have created a fulfillment order. I suspect that's how you put them on hold. That's how I put them on hold. You create a fulfillment order and then you hold it for 2 weeks. Amazon kind of moved that stock about so it's ready to be shipped out to you. So by the time they scan it all and put it back in its place, it can take a few days, a couple of days. But usually it's done. Usually it's done within a few hours, but it can take a couple of days, and it has in the past. So just give it a couple of days and then it will show that it is back in stock. Basically, it's just Amazon's robots going around scanning it and ensuring that it's in the right place and ready to be sent out to a customer when they buy it. And until it's at that stage, then it will show up as pending. I think that should answer your question. But if it doesn't, just put it in if you want me to go further on it. But I think that's what the issue is with it. How do you market your product? Through social media, in real life? So yeah, when you first start off your private label brand, you want to get sales, you want to get reviews anyway. So if you know a group of people that will purchase your product either in real life or on social media, go to them. Go to them and ask them to purchase it, and even give them a discount for purchasing it. You really want to start getting sales, and you want to get them from anywhere at first. So if you have a group of people, if you know people that would purchase your product, then go to them whichever way you want. I use social media now. I also use an email list, so I've built this up over the years. And I also use social media. You can do it off your fan pages, or you can do it in groups, whichever way you want to do it. But you should really, your aim once you get started is getting your initial reviews. To get your initial reviews, you have to get sales, and you do this any way you can, really. So if you have a good social media following, do that. If you have a blog, and I've just shot a video on this, if you have a blog, that's a great way to start your own private label brand, because you have been building up a relationship by putting out your blogs over the last while, and then you can, you know what product your followers like. So then you can put out a product that they would like, and chances are a good percentage of these people will purchase your product, especially if it's a really good product. If you use it yourself, showing yourself using it, it's an amazing way to start your own private label brand. You can do this whether you just have a big social media following, or if you have a blog, or if you have a YouTube channel, wherever you kind of know people that will be willing to purchase your product. That's a great way to launch your own private label brand. So a question in from Armando Silva. Hi James, what happens if selling products of another brand registered, it's profitable? Question mark. Because my close friend of cakes has his brand and has 300 orders per day, but he cannot sell alone and make the same time. That's the reason I make companies in California and I'd be a distributor, but we use Amazon. Okay, cool. Yeah, so you're asking if it's profitable to do that. Yeah, if there's enough of a margin on it, then you could simply be the salesperson for that brand. So your friend has a brand, you can sell their products, obviously get a commission off sales that you want. And a big thing with Amazon is you would want to, even if they are your friend, do up a contract with them before you start. Because if you're going to create the listing, the hard parts on Amazon is creating the listing, getting the initial sales, getting the initial reviews. That's where you're going to be putting in all the work. So after you have that done, you don't want, whether it's your friend or a stranger or whoever, to say, no, I don't need you. These products are selling extremely well. If you say, I'll create a listing, if you say, I'll get the initial reviews, I'll get the sales going, I'll get the product launched, then that's a really good, deal for them to have if they're not used to doing that. But you want to make sure that you're covered in it, because otherwise after you've all that work done, they might say, look, I don't need you anymore. And then you're kind of left without anything. So put a contract together, even if it's a fairly basic contract, just to say that you have to get a percentage of sales for however long. And again, it's only you that will be able to know what percentage of sales you're worth, or what percentage of sales they can afford on their product, what type of margin they can afford, and how much of a part you play in them making sales. And if you play a big part, then you're going to want a good percentage off that, because you're going to be putting together a lot of the work, and they wouldn't make any of the sales without you putting together that work. So I hope that answers your question. But again, if I missed the point or anything like that, just drop in another question and I'll be happy to answer it. Austin says, is your goal one day to make the products yourself and start an empire? So I'd love to have my own empire, love to have all my own products, a massive brand worldwide, but making the products myself, I don't think will happen. I have looked at it. I've looked at the cost of manufacturing my products and all that, and setting it all up in the UK, because I think there is still a lot of value of having made in the UK. I speak to a lot of people and they're like, I don't want to buy made in China stuff, so I think there is a certain value attached to made in the UK, but the cost of manufacturing, from what I've seen and setting it all up, is extremely high. And that money put into your marketing, put into, creating new lines of products and launching them, is a lot more valuable to me, definitely at this stage. So it's something that I always have at the back of my head to manufacture them myself, but it's something that's going to be extremely difficult to do, or to be able to justify spending the budget on that when you could be spending it on marketing or growing your brand, rather than the actual making of the products, because there's so much work involved in hiring the manufacturing staff, getting the machines, getting it all set up. It's a whole different business, and that's basically why we're here, because we're here to market the products. That's what we're good at. The manufacturers are good at making the products in the most efficient way, and we're here to market them. So if I start getting involved in their line of work, then it's a whole different learning curve. I love to just jump into different business models, but just taking a step back, having a look at it, it's a whole different business model that I've no experience whatsoever in. So I will be a bit reluctant to start it. But again, you never know if you have the right partner along the way, good manufacturer that has good manufacturing experience. He could look after the manufacturing part, he or she, and I could look after the marketing side of it. So it could work really well that way. By the way, how old are you? Okay, so I'm 29, and no, I'm not single. So Armando Silva wrote back, what do you think about Google Shopping? Because here in the US, number of users increase. Looks like similar users. Amazon around the world, 50% of the world. The marketers here say Google Shopping is the next Amazon. I use Google Shopping for my products. I've only had 1-2 campaigns that have been profitable with Google Shopping. I'm Google Analytics qualified. I have the cert in that, but yeah, it's a difficult to get profitable campaigns. It takes a lot of work to get profitable campaigns, and you have to spend a lot in testing. Whereas with Facebook, you can like throw $10 at an ad and see how it works out, and you're going to know after that $10 is spent if your ad is going to be successful and worth investing further in. With Google Shopping, you have to invest a lot of upfront capital before you can find out if you're going to have profitable campaigns. So usually I put at least a budget of 1,000 behind each campaign, and then see if I can tweak it enough to make it profitable. But at the moment I've only 2 campaigns that are profitable with Google Shopping. So yeah, it's something that I'm working on. It's something that a lot of big companies use, and that's why there's not such amazing it's not such an amazing way to make money at the moment, because a lot of big brands already use it. All the big stores use Google Shopping. That's what they got started with. They've someone hired looking after their account for them, so it's not such a big white space. Whereas Amazon has been a big white space over the last few years. Facebook ad is still a white space because a lot of brands haven't started using it yet, or haven't the right people hired to use it and all that. So again, it's just, the things that have been around for a while have been worked out by a lot of the bigger brands, whereas the things that are more new and relevant at the time, that's where the big opportunities are. But again, yeah, you should, when you're building a brand, you should be trying to get your brand everywhere. So that is why I do use Google Shopping, but it's my least profitable sales platform. So yeah, no, I'm not single. But thanks so much for your time, says Amanda Silva. No problem. And yeah, if you have any questions at any stage, feel free to drop them in onto the Internet Biz Uni Facebook page. Damn long. Yeah. But yeah, if you have any questions at any stage, drop them in. I'll be happy to answer them. And if you're not yet coming to the event, please sign up for the unique private label course and come to the event in London tomorrow evening. Hilton, looking forward to catching up with you there, and all the other members who are coming. It's going to be a really good night, and looking forward to seeing you soon. See you. Bye.